It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, and it's time for...
Okay, I'm Ryland, Magic Review Show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
Welcome back to another review show right here on...
Magic TV.
Abso-freaking-lutely. And we're here with four... It's a review show of two halves today, because we've got two absolutely awesome tricks, and we've got two tricks that aren't very awesome and are terrible. One of them I actually quite like, but you hate. The other one... I actually don't mind that Illuminate one, but I know that you... And I bow to your superior knowledge when it comes to anything to do with light up thumb tips. So, you know... What? You've got like 1,000 of them? But, you know, we'll get to that. Actually, no, let's do that first. The first thing we're going to look at is a brand new light up thumb tip. Let's have a look at this first. So first up, we have Illuminate. And this is what they say on the back of the packaging. There's 3 different versions of Illuminate, by the way. Let's talk about the 3 versions in a minute.
Is it fade in and fade out?
Yeah, fade in and fade out. So the first one here, Delight, aka the thumb tip light, is a common tool with a light flash, and we decided to make a little twist by adding a smooth fade in effect, like a star slowly appearing in the night. After years of development, we finally accomplished this product, Illuminate. The second one is exactly the same, but it's fade out. So one's fade in, one's fade out. And then the third one is fade in and fade out. Now, let's just explain, before we play the video, let's just explain. Delight, you don't use Delight actually, do you? You use Pro Light 3. So, Pro Light 3, or Delight, are thumb tips, and they have lights inside them, and you push down, and when you do, it lights up the thumb tip, and when you let go, it goes off immediately. Yeah. And you use those in your Harry Potter acts. Yeah. You use them in your Doctor Who act. When you just did the Newmarket convention, you did that. You did your Doctor Who act there. But you also have that crazy light act where you use every single light gimmick that there is. You use TCC's light up wand. You use Victor Volko's light up straw and cup. You use the bag that you shake and it ends up saying that's magic. You use the little paper bag that fills up with lights.
I use about 10 thumb tips.
You use about 10 thumb tips that you're using in a savant to check. So he does a lot with lights. He does an awful lot with lights. And
I mean, now you've mentioned the light act.
Did you forget about that?
Yeah. I was like, I only use it in like Harry Potter and like Doctor Who. I don't use it that much. And then you mentioned the light.
You literally created a 4-minute act that is nothing but light up gimmicks. It's insane. The reason I point out, and you just recently added to it the TCC light up wand. You put that in, if you remember, at the beginning of the routine. Yeah, the last time you did it. So the reason I bring that up is because you know all about light up thumb tips. You use them an awful lot. You didn't like the TCC light up thumb tips they brought out recently. You did like the wand.
No, I like the gimmick inside the light up thumb tips. I didn't like the thumb tip itself.
Didn't like the thumb tip itself. Yeah. So you found these interesting. So we've got number 1, we've got number 2. We don't have a number 3. Number 1 fades in, number 2 fades. So do you want to explain what we mean by fading in and fading out? Because normally with a Pro Light, you do this, it appears, and you let go and it goes off.
I only use the thumb tip because I really don't like the thumb tip, but that's the fade in, I think, yeah.
So that fades in slowly, and then when you let go, it goes. And then there's a fade out, isn't there?
Yeah, and this one is...
This does the opposite.
This is the opposite, so it's in straight away, and when I let go, fade out.
Okay. And then there's the third version where it fades in and fades out.
Fades in.
Now, you did a quick video for this. Yeah. Just to kind of show you a very simple, very quick sequence that you could use these for.
Probably the worst sequence I've ever done with it, probably.
Probably is. Let's have a look at this sequence quickly, this little video that Ryland did, and then we'll talk about the pros and the cons. Because I don't think they're too bad, but Ryland really doesn't like them. So let's find out why. So that was a little sequence. I mean, you literally just threw that together, didn't you? Very, very quickly to show people what it kind of looks like. Why? Right. So first of all, they're quite bright, which is good. I mean, you want to.
Well, when they're in the thumb tip, they're not bright.
Is that part of the problem?
Yeah, that's one of the problems.
So do you want to talk through your issues with this?
Which one's the one that fades in fast? Right, so this one. So if you actually look, with a normal one, with a normal like Pro Light 3, they're really bright. But if you look at this,
That's nowhere near
That's
as bright
nowhere
as
near
your
as
pro
bright as
light.
a pro light. Like, a pro, if,
Like, do you
let's say
remember?
that
Do you
that goes
remember
that
when you
far,
did the
pro
Wessex
light.
Magic Convention and you were doing your Harry Potter act and you were rehearsing it beforehand, and Jay and Joss asked you where you got your light up thumb tips from for the Harry Potter act because they were trying to find something that was that bright for their laser act.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like,
I remember that.
like your pro lights are ridiculously bright.
Yeah.
That's nowhere near as bright.
Also, I know that it would probably make some acts look better with the fact that like it has a fade out effect or fade in effect, but for what I do, I need it to be quick and snappy. Like if you actually look at this, like I'll tell you when I press the thing. Like I'm pressing the thing now.
Okay, it's taking about maybe 4 seconds to go on.
Yeah, and then with this one, I'm gonna let go of the button now. That one's quicker.
And it was still lit up there when you moved your hand.
It's still lit up now, but not as much. So it's still lit,
1,
still lit,
2,
still lit.
3,
Still
4, 5.
Gone.
Okay, that's an issue for what you use. Why?
Because with what I'm doing, it's timed, and I can't have like a really. Because if I'm doing a thing where it's like, so let's say I do my Harry Potter act, I can't have it so it's like this, and then wait for it to go.
No,
And
it's all time to music, isn't it?
Produce, and then go, catch, and then it's through the ear, which will take a while to go through the ear. And then
Okay, yeah, I've got
out
you.
the
Yeah,
other side.
okay.
It takes a while. So it needs to be quite quick, and these like I know they're trying to make it better, but in my opinion, it doesn't make it as good. It's a good idea.
Do you
But
think
they
that
should make-
somebody who doesn't... I mean, you use the light up thumb
If they-
tip
if they use
specifically
this-
for stage work and, you know, for somebody who maybe just wants to create the illusion of pulling a light from their phone or something so it fades in. So surely there's something this could be used for, more in a close-up
If you're
situation.
putting a light from the phone, you probably won't like that. But it takes... Like, if I start pressing the button now, it takes a while for
Yeah,
it to
it
light.
takes way too long, doesn't it?
It
It's
starts off dark, so I'm pressing it now.
Yeah, it takes way too long, doesn't it, really?
If you added this to a pro light so it was really bright and made it a little bit faster, so it was like a fade in, done. So it was like a little quick fade in, that'd be nice. But this is a little bit too long.
Right, okay. And what I know you said that they're not as bright when they go in the thumb tips.
No, they're not bright at all.
What do the thumb tips feel like? Because I know you didn't like the TCC thumb tips themselves.
These are like not as good as, like if you have a feel, they're not as good as Pro 3 thumb tips.
Oh, they feel like cheap rubber, don't they? They
Yeah,
don't
they
feel like...
don't really fit on your thumb. And I've got a small thumb.
Yeah.
Because I'm a kid.
Really? I didn't notice.
Wow. Yeah, but like when the gimmick is in there, like if I just take that, like if you bring that hand down here, and I put that in there, you can't go much further than that, and you can't even press the button.
I can't even press the button, no. I'm trying to press the button right now, I can't.
Yeah. So when I put the gimmick in there,
Oh, there it is. Oh, it's also because it's taking age... That's really concerning. Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see the point. Yeah.
yeah,
So, basically, you don't
I
like
don't
them.
like them.
You don't like
No,
them.
no. I think it's a good idea, but I don't like them that much. Like if they worked with like if you added them to a pro light and it was like not a long fade in but like a 2-second fade, so it's like fade done, and that'd be pretty nice. But like at the moment it's taking far too long. Like it's like 5 seconds, 4 5 seconds.
Way too
So
long.
it's quite long.
Way too long.
It's like for what I do, I can't use these.
Okay. So the thumb tip quality isn't as good. They're not as light, which means that you can struggle for stage work, and the fade-in thing doesn't really work for you. Okay. Look, here's the thing. He's got a very specific requirement for a light-up thumb tip. If you've got something in mind where you want to have the light come on slowly, or go off slowly, or go on and come off slowly, then this might be the sort of thing that works for you. The quality of the light, you can't say the quality of the light's not good. The quality of the light
The
itself...
quality of the light itself is pretty good. It's just it's not that bright. So like, if you had them, the reason I'm like okay with having them now, it's because like they're not inside the thumb tip. When it's inside the thumb tip, I can't use them. But like if I have them now, like I'm happy. Like playing with them, it's just they're not as bright, and it takes a while to come in. So those are my main things.
Okay, so what are you going to give it? I'm going to give it 50%. I'm never going to do it anyway, but it doesn't seem anywhere near as good as a pro light. It's an interesting gimmick, And it's an interesting idea, like you say, but to be honest, I think if anybody wanted to do something that requires a light, unless they've got a very specific need for that light to fade in, I would suggest using a Pro Light 3. And also, there's so many different colours with the Pro Light 3.
Yeah, you get so many different colours. And if you take Marvin's, for example, Marvin's are like the same texture as the Pro Light 3, but they've got the buttons of, well, not Marvin's, it uses them in this kiddie set, but they're like Marvin's Magic set, but like, take the ones that come with iCut, for example, with Victor Volco, like they've got 3 buttons on the outside. So with those 3 buttons, you can create red, green, blue, yellow, orange, light blue, white, pink. You can create loads. Like using those 3 buttons, when you add them together, you can do all sorts.
Okay. But I mean, you use just Pro Lights and they've got a single colour, but you use, like in Harry Potter, you use white, don't you?
Yeah.
In your light act, you use blue and red.
Blue, red, and green.
And Doctor Who, you use green.
Doctor Who, I use green, yeah.
Okay. So what are you giving it? I'm giving it 50%.
I'm going to give it 25%.
25%. So 25% for Ryland, 50% for me. We would suggest looking at the Pro Light 3. We think it's a better gimmick. Having said that, let's move on with the next trick. So the next trick we're looking at is the Predator pack by Paul Wilson and Penguin Magic. So Paul Wilson, Penguin Magic, and it is the Predator pack. Now, the Predator pack is based on the Predator wallet, which was brought out by Paul Wilson. Predator wallet is amazing. I used mine for many, many, many years, and it's basically a revelation of a card on $3 bills that you take out of your wallet, or 3 £10 notes, or whatever. And it's a fantastic, absolutely fantastic trick. And Paul talks about the history behind the Predator wallet, and then talks about the Predator pack. And he talks about how the Predator pack was originally designed in case he wanted to do a Predator wallet style routine, but he didn't have the Predator wallet on him. And over the years, it's evolved and changed. There are similarities to I can't remember the name of the trick. There's a trick by Richard Sanders, which Nemeth uses all of the time, where somebody names a card and you take out the 4 aces, and the 4 aces have the card printed on the other side of the aces. I can't remember the name of it. It's escaped me for some reason. The Predator pack has a very similar feel to that, but from a methodology point of view, it's quite different. Now, if you've not seen it before, I'm going to do a performance to camera first of all, so you can see exactly what this looks like, and then we'll talk about what we think, right? This is really good. Ryland, I have a deck of playing cards. Now, I should tell you that on the other side of this box, it says the 2 Joker trick. Do you know why it says the 2 Joker trick?
Because it uses 2 jokers?
Yes, this is the 2 Joker trick. It uses 2 jokers. Now, before I take the cards out, can you do me a favour? Please, can you name a playing card?
A joker.
Other than a joker. You can name any card, mate, but you can't name a joker. Not the joker.
The King of Spades.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you know why this is called the 2 Joker trick?
Why?
Well, there's a reason, you see, because when you take a deck of cards out and you play cards, the first thing that you do is you remove the jokers, don't you?
Yeah.
The first thing that you do is you go through, you move the, what did it say, the King of
Spades.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's weird. You sure you want the King of Spades?
It just came to my mind. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's weird. But what you do is you remove the jokers, don't you?
Yeah.
You remove the jokers, but you also remove the advertising card.
Yeah.
Because if you move the jokers and the advertising card...
Remove the advertising.
Yeah, and then you're left with the deck of cards that you can play with, right?
Yeah.
But that's not why this is called the 2 Joker trick. Do you know why this is called? Well, there's a reason. I'll tell you, young man, why it's called the 2 Joker trick. It's called the 2 Joker trick because before I actually did this trick for you, I actually took the 2 jokers and the advertising card out. And I actually wrote on the back of them. You're not going to believe this. I actually wrote on this one, King. I actually wrote on this one, of. And I actually wrote on this one, Spades. Because I knew you would pick the King of Spades. That was a performance to Ryland behind the camera. And I love this. I think this is...
me too. I think this is actually a really good trick.
I think this is.
I like this.
This is.
Now, I don't do card magic. This is really good.
You actually said to
like
me,
this,
I would do this.
I might do this. It's really good.
And it's so easy to do. You literally just bring out the deck of cards. I love the hook. Hey, I'm going to show you the 2 joker trick, because the first thing you do is you take out the 2 jokers. And you just literally, they can name any card. There's no force at all. There's no like limiting of their card. They can take any card, name any card they want. You take out the 2 jokers and the advertising card. You then spread the cards out face up. You show they're all different. You spread them out face down. You show that they're all normal. And then when they turn over the 2 jokers, you've written on the back, you know, whatever, ace of clubs, whatever it is, the card that they've named. Now, the cool thing is this comes ready to go. So what I mean by that is you're not having to write on the back of the cards. Yeah. The cards have been specially printed for this trick, and they've already been written on the back of in the printing process, and it looks like handwriting, which is really cool. But what's nice is because they've already pre-done that, you don't have to do that, but they've done it in just the right place. Now, I don't know if that was a decision that they made after filming, because Paul on the tutorial talks about how to write on the back of the cards and where to write on the back of the cards and so on and so forth. But Penguin have done that for you, so you don't have to. Yeah. The tutorial is about half an hour long, but to be honest...
Maybe it's in case it like comes off somehow.
Could be.
Or you need to create your own.
Yeah, maybe.
Lose a card.
The tutorial's about half an hour long, but 15 minutes of it is Paul just talking about the history and the crediting and the reason why he thinks this trick is so powerful. The actual trick is so easy to do. You get a performance and you get a full tutorial for how to do the trick in probably about 15 minutes. And honestly, that's all it needs to be. If you can spread through a deck of cards, you can do this trick. Paul on the tutorial talks about how he gimmicks the cards in an extra way to make it more surefire. I haven't done that. I don't see the need for doing that. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but obviously he talks about why that might be something that you want to do. He also talks about how to set it up differently. He goes through different options, but ultimately, at the end of the day, right, this is really easy, and it's really direct. You bring.
I like, it's one of those tricks you think, why the hell did I not think of that? It's so simple.
It is really ridiculously simple.
It's simple. It's practically self-working.
It is. You just go.
All you got to do is take out 2 jokers and an advertisement card. That's it.
And you can do the trick, right? It's so easy to do. It allows you to focus on presentation. Negative is you've got to carry a full deck of cards around with you. It's not like you could use those cards to do anything else. It is designed. I think
it's worth it.
I think it's worth it. I actually think this is as good as, if not slightly better than, an invisible deck. Like, and this is somebody who loves the invisible deck. So I mean, that tells you everything you need to know.
I think this is like definitely better than the invisible deck. Because with the invisible deck, you gotta like think, right, is it odd or is it even? And then you gotta take it out, figure out which one's which, find out what the card would be, take it out. But like with this, it's shite. Right, that's a suit. That's value. Here's the joker. Here's the joker. Here's your advertisement card.
Job done.
Job done.
Yeah, it's great. I love this. And for Ryland to say that he will probably do this close up, it's not a stage piece. I think that's the thing to say. It's not something you want to do on stage, but if you want a surefire close-up trick that's self-working, that's just going to blow people's socks off, any card, that's the Richard Sanders trick I was thinking of, any card, it bugged me. If you want a trick that is just surefire and it's really good, this is a great way to go. I love the Predator's back. I've always been a huge fan of Paul Wilson, and he smashed it out the park with this one. I've always loved the Predator's wallet, and this is, I don't want to say it's as good as the Predator wallet because there's a deck in play. If you've got the Predator wallet, you know that the beautiful thing about that is you can predict a playing card and you didn't even need to have a deck in play. This one, you do need to have a deck in play. But, I mean, it's still amazing. I'm giving this 100%. What are you giving it?
I think I'm going to give it, like, probably 150% plus Julian.
150% plus Julian.
This is really good.
Wow.
I've been playing Zelda today.
I know you have.
And I've finished all the light routes.
You're speed running it, aren't you?
Yeah, well, not now, but like when next time I get the chance to play with you, I'm going to speed run it. I've just finished all the light routes and I've killed Ganon 8 times.
Sick.
Well, Ganondorf. Got it 8 times.
8 times.
8 times.
8 times.
Why is it Ganondorf?
I don't
when
know.
if you think about it, in their thinking, they're like, right, this is the sequel. We've got to create Ganon, but Junior, so Ganondorf. So it's a different one. But if you think about it, if you actually think about it, if this one's been under Hyrule Castle for thousands of years, this one is older than that one.
That's a very good point. Your brain works weird. Let's move on with the next trick.
And they're both like big beasts. One's a dragon, one's a big beast.
Nobody wants to know about Zelda. I do. They don't. Let's move on. So next up, we have another one of Ryland's favourite tricks.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Hearts Assembly by JT Magic. Now,
Wait, it's the same guys that created the Cupid trick?
it's the same guys that created the Cupid Rabbit trick. If you saw the review that we did a little while ago,
2
we
weeks
did
ago.
we did a review on a trick with a rabbit and he blew a kiss and it turned into a heart and God knows what.
The worst trick in the world.
It was terrible. It was a terrible
Well,
trick.
the second one was the trick in the world.
This tutorial is 2 minutes long.
Hang on, how long?
This
Four-
tutorial tutorial is 2 minutes. It's shorter than most trailers. Just saying.
How long are
And
your trailers?
about 5 or 6 minutes.
That-
This tutorial is shorter than one of my trailers. And what you have here is, well, I'm not going to say anything. Let's just watch the performance. So that's the effect. The effect is that you have a 3 of hearts. The 3 hearts amalgamate together in the middle and then they turn into a big heart. It turns into like an ace of hearts and turns into a big heart. Where do I begin with the problems? A lot of the problems...
When did they think of this trick?
Probably at the same time as the Cupid Rabbit trick.
When did they think of the Cupid? Why did they think, oh, you know what? Let's put a rabbit on a flat playing card and make a kiss fly through the air and turn into a big kiss and then turn it into a sponge heart. Where did that idea come from?
I have no idea.
As a question.
I have no idea. I have no idea. But
And where did this one come from? You know what? We're going to take a 3 of hearts using the weirdest, most complicated red of all time. We're going to make it all go into the middle and turn it into an ace of hearts.
yeah, and herein lies the problem. There's invisible elastic thread running all over this card. Honestly, I think it'll last 0.2 seconds before it breaks.
If you put it in your pocket,
Yeah.
it's gone.
The other thing is, when you look at the card, I don't know if it showed up on the camera, but when you look at the card, you can just see it's gimmicked. You'll pull this out and people will be like, why is there a big crease in the middle of that playing card? Are you okay, Donna?
Yeah.
Why is there a big crease in the
my
middle of...
shoes off.
Okay, thanks. Why is there a big crease in the middle of that playing card? That's weird. Why is there like thread running all the way around that card? That's a bit weird. So it doesn't look like a real playing card.
No.
Second of all, when you do the trick, the 3 hearts going into the middle and then turning into a big heart, they're going to want to examine that card. We talk about examinability and sometimes we say, oh, I don't think people will want to examine this. The heat is not on. People are going to want to examine that card. And they can't. They can't come anywhere near it. Ideally, you don't want to touch it. You don't want to go anywhere near it. So... But there's no discussion, because the tutorial is so short, there's no discussion on how to bring the gimmick in. There's no discussion on how to bring the gimmick out. There's no discussion on, right, okay, so you want to get into this trick by pulling the card out of your pocket. There's no discussion on force the card. There's no discussion on getting rid of that card afterwards and changing it. There's nothing. There's
Pull
nothing.
this across and let go.
Yeah. Basically, all you have here is you have a quite crappily made gimmick that does a trick, and they don't care enough to actually show you how to use it properly. And this is my problem with a lot of tricks. Somebody comes up with an idea for a trick, and the trick
I don't know where that idea
can't
came
work.
from, though.
No, me neither. But somebody comes up with an idea for a trick and they can only work
put
it.
that on silent?
It doesn't matter. They can only... Let me finish. They come up with an idea for a trick. It can only work in a certain type of way or a certain type of environment. And there's no discussion and no advice on that. These days, some companies, when they bring out tutorials, it's not about teaching. It's just about churning out another trick and getting it out there to line their pockets. And that's an example of this. This is truly, truly, truly terrible. It is one of the worst tricks that I've ever seen. It is just ridiculous. It's not going to fool the blind monkey. And it's just bad. I mean, have you got anything to add about it?
Not really. I just really don't like it.
I really don't like it either. It sucks. I'm going to give it -1 billion%. What about you?
minus the billion, million, trillion, billion, million, billion, million, trillion, billion, million, 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 billion, trillion, million.
Okay, what he said. In other words, don't buy it. Buyer beware. It's terrible. I know we say, oh, magic's subjective and some people will love it and some people won't. I can't imagine anybody loving this. Not even if you perform magic on social media. He performs magic on social media and he doesn't like this. Like
The only reason I performed it on social... Wait, did you put it up?
I have. I didn't put the rabbit one up because you told me not to, but I've put this one up.
Damn, this is terrible.
I know.
But yeah, the only reason I put it up is because I put most of the stuff that goes on a review show. Just so, like, yeah.
Yeah. But it's not good. It's not good
not
at all.
good.
I wouldn't bother with it.
That's
There's
not the only
million
reason
ways.
I put it up.
Yeah. So it's terrible. Let's move on. So the final review we're looking at today is the Crystal Tablet by N2G. And N2G are very hit and miss. This one is a big hit. Crystal Tablet by N2G. This
Wait,
is their version.
Have N2G like started bringing out stuff that isn't Chinese coins?
Yeah, they have.
It used to be just like
Chinese coins.
thousands of Chinese coins.
Yeah, they're really kind of going up in the middle.
I really like this.
Yeah,
This
so
is
do
a
I.
big hit.
Before we talk about this, I want to kind of basically just show you a quick
Are they
performance that I
tutorials
did
for
to
like 2
Thea.
minutes?
No, this was actually a decent tutorial.
Was it?
Yeah.
How long?
I don't know, about 15 minutes. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's not bad. Right?
Not as good as your 10-hour tutorial. 10.5-hour tutorial.
Shut up.
But
Anyway, let's
10.5 hours? I ain't watching that.
let's
I watch like 10 minutes of each tutorial. I ain't watching a single bit.
go and show them the performance of this. I performed this to Thea. So you're going to see a performance to Thea and watch her reaction because she absolutely loves this.
Big.
Want to see the greatest card trick of all time?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't got the greatest card trick of all time, but I can show you a good one. It uses a pen and it uses a pack of cards. We're going to use whatever the top card is, the Queen of Hearts. Are you happy with the Queen of Hearts?
Yeah.
Now here's the interesting thing. Watch the Queen of Hearts there. If I take that Queen of Hearts and I put it down into the middle of the packet like that, you can see that, yeah? And I snap my fingers, what happens is that Queen comes to the top of the pack. Now the problem is, maybe I had more than one Queen of Hearts. So I'll tell you what, you take that card and you write your name on there. That way you know that I haven't actually just like cheated and just write it really big so that people can see it from a distance. So if they're watching at home and their computer screen is 17 miles away from where they're sitting, they will still see your signature on that card. There you go. Have you done that?
Yeah.
You've even put a little love heart. That's enough. And an X. There you go. Love heart and an X. So the card goes down into the middle of the pack. You see it right there. Really does go down into the middle. Goes about halfway. So about how many cards? That 52 cards in the pack. Bit of a math question. How many cards down would you say? 20, 30, something like that. About 20 or 30 until I tap with the pen, and when I do, the card comes to the top of the pack there, Thea. Oh my God, Thea. Let's do it again. Look, the card really, make sure I don't cheat. Look, you can see it going down about 15, 20 cards. Yeah, where is it, Thea?
About 20.
Until I do that, Thea, and that's when the blooming card, oh no, it's not there yet. It's not there. You have to wait. I didn't tap hard enough. There you go. Let me just, look at that. Comes to the top of the pack, Thea. This is a miracle. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Daddy, what's for dinner tonight? No, you're not thinking that. You're thinking, Daddy, can you do it with the card face up? Would you like me to do it with the card face up?
Yeah.
Watch. So you know I'm not cheating. There's your signed card with the love heart and the X. It goes down about halfway down. Do you see there, Thea? Halfway down, roughly halfway down, would you say? Yeah. Watch. You'll see it come to the top of the pack. Right there. It happens on 3. 1, 2. Thea. OMG. It's amazing, isn't it? Watch, I'll do it one more time. Now, look, I've already shown you that I can take that card, I can put it down to the middle, I can snap my fingers, and I can make it come to the top of the pack. We've done this over and over again. The really cool thing is I can take that card, and watch, I'm going to go really slowly. Look, I'm going to take it, I'm going to put it into my pocket down here. There you go, put it into my pocket. So where is the card, Thea?
In your pocket.
Until I tap. Do you know what happens when I tap?
So,
It comes to the top of the pack, Thea. There's your card with your love heart. It's almost like real magic. I tell you what, we'll put it down into the middle. I'll do one more thing, okay? It's going to go about halfway down. Thea, do me a favour. Hold out your right hand palm down.
Yeah.
And your left hand palm down. And put them together. Now raise them up off the table a little bit. A little bit more. That's a little bit more like this, because we're going to go here. And we're going to take the cards and put them under your hand. And as I do, what I want you to do is put your hand on them. Can you do that for me? Here we go. Put your hand right down there like that. Very good. Now, all I have to do is tap. When I do this, I might break your fingers, so it's fine. I'm going to try and tap not too hard. Joking. Watch. All I have to do is give a tap like this. 1, 2 taps. 1 hot, 1 cold. 1, 2. You're not going to believe what's happened. Do you know what's happened? What if I told you that card hadn't come to the top of the pack and it was still in the middle? That wouldn't be very good, would it? If it was still in the middle. What if I told you I'd changed every single card in the pack? Other than your card. Lift up your hand, because now this deck of cards has turned into a solid glass block. And one card and one card only is now inside that solid glass block. That, Thea, is your sign card. Okay, so that was a performance of Crystal Tablet. Now, I'm going to kind of not expose this, but I think people need to know just how cool this is. So it's basically...
I don't say that, like, there's that big.
Yeah, it's an Omnideck style thing, right? It's an Omnideck style. Now, you can get 2 versions of this from N2G. The first version is it's crystal clear all the way around the outside. The second version is more like an Omnideck, where it looks like a deck around the outside. There's pros and cons of each. If you get the one where it looks like a deck, obviously with one card as a cover card on top, you could put this into the spectator's hands, or whatever you wanted to do, and it would work just like an Omnideck. Yeah. But when they look around the outside, they're going to see it looks a bit like a deck. With this, the whole thing turns into a crystal block. So it's up to you which version that you get. Now, the big advantage of this over a normal, Omnideck is the fact that the card ends up inside the block and it's examinable. And the performance that I did to Thea, which there's a couple of ways they go through doing it. The performance I did to Thea, I didn't do a deck switch. So I just had 3 cover cards on top, and I was just doing a series of tilts and a series of double lifts to have the card come to the top. And then at the end, I remove the card and put their hand on there. If you want to, you can use this more like a traditional Omnideck. So you could have this in your pocket and you could switch the deck for this during the course of your ambitious card routine or whatever. You don't have to use it as just like, okay, it's out from the beginning. You can switch it in just like an Omnideck. What's really cool about this, and I'm going to show you how good this is, because this is really cool. Let's say you've got a cover card. Let's say you've switched this in like a normal Omnideck and you've got their signed card here. You can say to them, look, I'm going to take your card and I'm going to put it into the middle. And as you put it into the middle, it's actually going into the gimmick. It looks that good. So now I can say, hold your hand out for me, Ryland. There you go, hold your hand out and put your other hand on top. And I'm going to put your other hand on top and I'm going to try and reach into the deck and I'm going to try and pull your card out. Then you can take the top card of the deck, the cover card, and I can say, was your card the Joker? And they go, no. And you go, well, I tell you what, I couldn't find your card because there's only one card left in the deck and the rest of it's turned into a glass block.
Yeah, I like
and
this
you're
one
in this. Yeah. Now, the cool thing is,
because then you can just show it all around.
This is now examinable to a point. Like, they can look at this and they can see, the only way you're going to get this out is if you hit it like this. Now, they talk about, if you want to hand this out almost like as a souvenir, not that you'd want to because you're giving it away every time, the way to actually sort this out, the way to do that is to add a little bit of double-sided tape, and then that will stay in there forever. Well, it won't. They talk about how you can get it out, but they could literally, if you were doing this for a bride and groom, they will never be able to figure out a way of getting this out. It just feels like it's in there forever. So if you wanted to do, like, buy a ton of these, there you go, you see. So you can take it out really easily if you know how, just by kind of scotch and soda.
What's happening now?
I know. That's what happens when you put it in a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
because I've done this a few times. No, the playing card. Not the thing. The thing will work a million times. What I mean is if you've used the same card.
I know. I'm saying, like, right now, it's sliding out.
I know, because I've used that card multiple times. If I did it with a completely brand new card from a deck, it wouldn't do that. Because what you're supposed to do, I don't want to get into method now.
It's
the card. Because what you're supposed to do is prepare it by doing that. And I haven't prepared that card and it's been used a couple of times.
Got it.
It's not like this is wearing out. This will never wear out.
Got it.
But that's the card. I did this earlier for Thea. I've shown you. This card's been used inside here like 5 or 6
so
times.
So when you say double tape, put double tape on the card and slide.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
Right, good. I'm glad you did.
I understand.
But this is probably, as far as I'm concerned, better than the Omni deck, because it allows you to do everything you can do with an Omni deck, but it gives you that really killer finish. And I really do like the fact that you've got 2 versions of this, one that's completely crystal and one that's not, so you can go for the option that's best for you. I think this is probably...
I like that one.
Yeah, me too. I think this is probably the best trick that N2G have ever brought out.
Yeah.
I love this. It's flown under the radar. I can't even find a thread about it on the Magic Cafe. I don't think it's gone through Murphy's, but it is available directly from their website. What N2G do sometimes is they bring something out through their website, and then later on it will come out to the general public. But I really like this. I'm going to give this 100%. I am definitely going to perform this. I know you said you wanted to do this as well. What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it 150% plus tuning.
150% plus tuning. So we've had 2 really good tricks, 2 tricks that aren't so good this week. This one and the Predator pack are absolutely killer commercial routines, whether you're amateurs, hobbyists, professionals, socially performers, doesn't really matter. These are great. So there you go, 150% from Ryland plus tuning, 100% from me. Let's wrap this up.
That's another review show in the bag. That's another review show in the bag. That's another review show in the bag.
Ouch.
I missed it.
Yeah, you did. You definitely got it.
I didn't get the slap.
You don't need to get the slap, right? Ow.
Hey.
That is another review show in the bag. Thank you once again. No, please stop. Just my arm hurts. Thank you so much. It really does. I don't know. I've got a painful arm today. Thank you so much for joining us. No, just stop beating me up for once.
Okay.
Really,
sorry.
please. So, that's another review show in the bag. Thank you once again for joining us right here on Magic TV. Don't forget, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to follow Ryland, he is Ryland the Kid Magician on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm Magic TV _ Craig Petty. And don't forget, you can join the Nettrix by going to thenetrix.com.
Cookies.
.com.
Cookies.
Com.
Cookies.
Com.
Cookies.
Com.
It sounds like you're saying cookies. No. Cookies. No. Cookies.
I heard a really funny joke. I can't remember what it was.
Nom, nom, nom.
Oh, what was it?
Nom, nom, nom.
I can't remember. It was about Nom Nom. It was, I can't remember.
You gotta tell me.
I can't remember. I'll remember it later.
Nom nom.
Nom
nom.
What's it? What's that word that describes when you can't sleep? Can't sleep. Oh, I can't remember. I'll figure it out. I'll tell you.
What is it?
What's it about? I can't remember. It's about somebody not being able to sleep or something. I can't remember. I'll find it.
And then they go nom nom nom.
Yeah, eating in their sleep and stuff. I'll figure it out.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Anyway.
Eating in their sleep, but they can't get to sleep.
Exactly.
I'm confused.
I need to stop this now. Thank you once again for joining us. We'll see you again soon. I'm Craig.
I'm Alen.
We'll see you again. Just say bye and stop being destructive.
Bye.
Don't break the table. Say bye.
Bye.
Send help.